Madenyo. Oh, what the dying. Yes. Yes. The voice of the patriot.
Yabo.
It's the voice of the people. And the voice of the people is the voice of God. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we'd only just do that on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. This is the voice of the patriot. I remember from the newsreel, we endeavor to always keep it real. This is where all the action is. We are the hardest hitting, yet we are the most decorous and the most temperate. Oh, what a paradox. Yes, the hardest hitting, yet the most temperate and decorous. This is where we speak truth to power. My brother, my sister, today my brother, my sister, doing absolutely nothing to fight this Galamsey thing. They came in with some hanky-panky business, to make believe business. Mickey Mouse fight against Galamsey. My brother, treating Galamsey with kids' gloves. What did they do? They went out there to burn excavators belonging to the opposing political parties. And as we were told, categorically, they decided to keep the excavators of their own parties. After all, they are protecting those that are their own. What a joke of a nation. What a joke of a president. My brother, when this president came out and started burning down excavators, we were told by their own party officials that they were protecting the excavators of their own members and burning down the excavators of other people who do not belong to them. Today, my brother, my sister, Ghana has the most polluted water bodies in the whole of West Africa. Ghana is very soon going to be in a state of emergency for water. Now go to the rural areas. People are drinking water that is not water. It looks like a granite soup. My brother, my sister, if this president had a little bit of integrity, I would have used a word that is most befitting. But for the sake of decorum, my brother, my sister, I will keep it like that. Mr. President, if you had any integrity, you would be resigning from your position. With all respect, after all, you told the whole world that you would put your presidency on the line for the fight against Galamsey. In your tenure of office, Galamsey has geometrically increased, galloping in a galloping inflation. Mr. President, how are you able to sleep every night seeing that water bodies are polluted? People are catching waterborne diseases. Aquatic animals have long died. Flora and fauna are under the mercy of the vagaries and vicissitudes of all these polluted waters. Oh my God. Mr. President, if I were you, the little integrity that I have left, I would leave office. But no, you are sitting in there. In fact, it's people like our president who cause unnecessary uprisings all over Africa. If this was America or England or even China or Malaysia, my brother, my sister, the other day we were at par economically with Malaysia. Today, their fight against corruption and uplifting integrity have paid off. Yet we are still dwindling in the deepest abyss of corruption and irresponsibility. I am most ashamed. Mr. President, I thought you had some little bit of integrity. If you know you cannot do it, don't promise. And if you promise and fail, you must exit with some integrity. In Malaysia, when people realize they are corrupt, you know what they do? You know what they do? They commit suicide. The other day we told you about a government official in Malaysia who got corrupted, and he ran to the president begging him, but the president told him, if you are coming here to beg me, know that whatever you tell me would be used against you in court. You know what happened? He committed suicide. We talked about him already. I don't want to go too much into the details. But in Ghana, we have a lot of people who are corrupt. We have a lot of people who make promises and never fulfill them. That is why Baumia is still going around campaigning. What an insult to the integrity of Ghanaians. Do we have any integrity at all? Do we love our nation at all? Or we are just the chaff that God created and was about to throw away and threw inside the country? We don't seem to have any virtues. It's a nation of vices. And it's hurting, my brother. Hey, when you are fighting for the downtrodden rise against you and fight you for fighting the people who are oppressing them. What a nation of paradox. My brother, my sister, the president is still sitting. He is not saying anything. He's been overwhelmed by galamsey. Yet his own party members are busily, neck deep in this dirty galamsey thing. And even the Speaker of Parliament said it last week that some of the MPs in Parliament are involved in galamsey. And we are told some of them use the galamsey resources to finance party activities. Oh, what dirty people in power. I am hurt. How can a nation develop? One step forward, 3 steps backward. This is what we are experiencing right now. It is so sad. I'm going to close on this. Now, those of you who worship rivers, those of you who worship water bodies, every now and then you go and slaughter goats and sheep and call river gods and all that. Do you have any integrity at all? You sit down for these dirty people to destroy the water bodies. You are not sending your gods after them. You are not sending your militia after all these people. You still go and worship the polluted rivers and water bodies. You are jokers, you these guys. Ha! A few days ago, Otunfo was traveling all the way to Cape Coast for Afashe. He had to cross River Pra. And we, those who know the history of the Ashantis and the River Pra, we know that Otunfo Osei Kofi Tutu the first was shot and killed right there on the River Pra. In fact, he underestimated the power of the Denchera. One bullet hit him, and you know what he said before he died? Whilst trying to cross in a canoe, the bullet hit him. Do you know what he said? Ah, Ankamihuya. Ankamihuya. Nansu Akechri. That was what Otunfo Osei Kofi Tutu the first said when he started bleeding from the bullets of the Denchera people. He died from that time. Every fish coming from Pra, no Asante chief or king is supposed to eat that, and proper Asante royals. Number 2, the Otunfo, under no circumstances, is supposed to cross the River Pra unless some serious rituals are done. A few days ago, Otunfo's people went to the River Pra. They slaughtered a big white ram and poured libation. Please, I'm asking you, all the people who value rivers, worship them, and believe that there are gods who live in them, how do you feel that your gods are living in polluted environments? Environments that are so polluted. Do you care at all? Or all you care about is to take rams and schnapps and go and pour there? Is that enough to purify that? Or the gods don't care about the pollution? Oh, what a paradox. Hey, when contractors come to build roads, chiefs are quick enough to come and tell them, oh, our river god is here, this our god is here. Yet you don't care when people defecate on your god's territory and misbehave with your god's territory. All you care about is stamping your authority on progressive things. What a shame. Chiefs should have stood up against this government. My brother, traditional people should have stood up against this government. Why should they stand up? Because the water bodies are polluted, and these water bodies house our gods. Those of us who believe in gods, Those of us who believe in deities, who live in water bodies and so on and so forth, we must be ashamed that our gods are living in these dirty, polluted waters. What a shame. And we don't care. I'm yet to hear one chief come out and say that, hey, you know what? We are angry and we are getting all the youth ready in our area. Anyone caught doing galamsey, we shall take him into our palace and introduce him to the executioner. Our executioners have become lazy. They've been sleeping all this while. I think it's about time we introduce them and give them more energy to do their work. Next time, come and do galamsey as a ghost. Otunfo is trying. He's destooling some chiefs for doing galamsey. But, my brother, all the water bodies in Ghana are so polluted. I never knew there was any river or water body in Ghana called Red Volta. I knew about the White Volta and the Black Volta until just over the weekend. I was introduced to another one in Ghana called Red Volta. It's not a history class or the geography class, so I'm not going to go deep into it. But the chiefs and traditional authorities, please, I am talking to you. Your gods, if they truly live in the waters as you claim, you are worse than Nana Akufo-Addo. Get your people to go out there and stop everybody from doing galamsey. As long as you benefit from this dirty galamsey, your gods can go to hell. That is what you're saying. Oh, Jesus. No wonder we live in a country where people are raped. Young girls are defiled and raped. And the only punishment is bring a fowl, so we slaughter to the gods. What dirty people. What a thing. Next thing I want to look at, and I need you to come along. Yes, I said I need you to come along. Hey, this is very interesting. Now, I'm reading this from my Joy Online, and it says, use your betting earnings wisely after we cancel the tax. Mahama urges the youth, and I read, as part of his tour of the Bono East region, the flag bearer of the opposition National Democratic Congress, the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, has reaffirmed his party's pledge to abolish the controversial betting tax if elected into office. Now, speaking to supporters at Kwabeng in the Nkoranza South constituency, Mr. Mahama emphasized the need for financial discipline amongst the youth, urging them to make wise use of their winnings from betting. We will remove the betting tax. For those who engage in betting, when you win, the government will no longer take a tax from your winnings, he said. However, he cautioned, if you win, spend your money wisely. Don't waste it on unnecessary things. Use it to improve your life in a meaningful... I'll leave it here, man. You see, politicians, one sad thing about them is when they want to win elections, a lot of them do not really care how deplorable they leave the citizenry as long as they gain power. I honestly do not see why a political candidate who wants to be president will take out tax on betting. Something that is very, very addictive, more addictive than cocaine and crack. Mr. President says that he will take out the tax. And he's telling them that when they win, they should make sure that they use the money to improve their lives. We don't want a nation of bettors and gamblers. With all respect, Baumia is saying the same thing. Is it that these guys just want to win the election or what? Would you encourage your children to go out and bet? No, I just can't understand this. My brother, I would prefer to win an election genuinely standing by my whims and caprices. And what would better the nation? Tell me how betting or gambling can better this nation. We are already a bitter nation. Every centimeter you walk, there's a new bitters. Kebasho bitters, Jigjing bitters, Ruku bitters. Every kind of bitters in this country. We have more bitters than schools. We have more bitters than hospitals in this country. In fact, we have more bitters than the whole population. If the population of Ghana is 30 million, we have 90 million different kinds of bitters. True or false? Every corner you go, you find the bitters. You want to bring betting and gambling and saddle the youth. Do you know how addictive this is? It's more addictive than pornography. It's more addictive than pornography. It's more addictive than cigarette. It's more addictive than cocaine and crack and heroin. My brother, gamblers, a lot of the time, my brother, my sister, become thieves. Gamblers, much as they want to break away from this dirty habit, my brother, they are not able to do it. They need psychologists. Why do you want to initiate this madness? As for Baumia, he can do whatever he wants to do. I have lost it for him. I do not regard anything he says. He's told too many lies for him to be able to convince me. Maybe another election. But as for you, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, please, you don't need these promises. What is the importance of the betting? That the economy has gone down, so people should go out and bet? Instead of encouraging the youth to go and get skills that are employable. Encouraging the youth to do better, farming and some other such things. You are telling them that those who want to bet, they should go ahead and bet, and you are encouraging it by removing taxes. I can't think far. Now, the last thing I want to look at, my producer is telling me that our time is almost up. All right, I'm going to deal with the time. My Joy Online, and the last story is this. Treat patients well. Document appropriately to prevent legal suit. Please underline that. It says document appropriately to prevent legal suits. And this is a senior medical practitioner speaking. Shall we find out who he is? Now, a senior medical practitioner and lawyer, Dr. Edward Adodankwa, has called on health professionals to prioritize thorough documentation and patient care to prevent legal challenges. Speaking, he said, he highlighted the increasing number of medical negligence lawsuits being filed against healthcare providers and urged his colleagues to take proactive measures to safeguard themselves. I'll leave it here. So the medical practitioner here is a senior one. He's not any other Tom, Dick, and Harry. His name is Dr. Edward Adodankwa, right? My brother, he's telling medical practitioners that they should document thoroughly. In other words, they should write. That's documentation. They should put pen to paper the history of the patient. 2, they should take patient care seriously. And what is the reason? To avoid legal suits. That's where the disappointment is. Hey, my brother. Hey, if Henry Dunant, the man who founded the Red Cross, the Swiss guy who founded the Red Cross, and Florence Nightingale hear this, they will be most disappointed. So in the absence of lawsuit, you can forget about documentation. You can also forget about patient care. So you see, You see the way we think. And this is a senior doctor, senior medical man. I do not know if later he came back to say, apart from the lawsuit, we must also look at humanity first. But when Henry Dunant, listen on, founded the Red Cross, you know what motto they gave to the Red Cross? They called it the motto of the Red Cross: service to mankind, not service against lawsuits. Henry Dunant, when he founded the Red Cross, you know what happened? You know, my brother, my sister, the flag of Switzerland, it is a white cross on a red background. That is the flag of the Swiss people. When Henry Dunant founded it, he wanted to use his national flag, but he told himself, if I do, people will think it's only about Swiss people. So he turned it upside down. Instead of having it on a red background with a white cross, he decided to make a red cross on a white background. Turn it upside down. And the Arabs said, no, the cross represents Jesus. We do not believe in Christianity. Yes, we believe in Jesus, but not in Christianity. So he said, don't worry. Instead of putting a cross there, you can put a crescent, red crescent on a white background. And the Arabs and Muslims accepted that. That is service to humanity. Florence Nightingale, at the time that she invented patient care and all that, probably there were not even lawsuits, but there was a bigger responsibility check: humanity. So when I hear senior medical people like this encouraging their colleagues to go out there and support medical care and patient care, all because they want to fight against legal suits, then I know why our hospitals and healthcare will certainly dwindle and continue to dwindle. We no longer care for humanity. We are doing it because of the money. That is why a lot of nurses can leave this country. Of course, I understand that some of them cannot even get jobs after all this training. They want to serve humanity. So if their nation is not ready to employ them, they go out and look elsewhere and serve people. Florence Nightingale worked for free. I can tell you so many people in history who gave out their services medically for absolutely nothing, free. My brother, let's rise against punishment, and look deeper in our hearts for humanity. Oh, if I don't do this, I'll be punished, so I don't do it. No, it's not good enough. I must do this because intuitively I know that it's a service to humanity. Hallelujah. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? Well, I leave it here.